We are very lucky to have Bibi in the studio with us.
It's honestly my pleasure to be here, and thank you so much for hosting me.
No, honestly, it's fantastic because we've kind of been, in contact with each other via Instagram for like a couple years, something like that. And it's the first time we've actually got to meet. We've been chatting about games for a while, but now it's a great place to chat about games. Do you want to just tell us a bit about who you are and what you do?
All right, so I'm Bishr. I'm known as Bibi on social media. I'm basically a jack of all trades in gaming and media agencies in general. I've done almost everything. So streaming, gaming, run events, run influencers, run campaigns, run brands. I do content myself now for myself and for Lost Esports.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I manage influencers on the side.
That's really cool. Do you want to tell us a bit more about Lost Esports and what you do for them?
All right, so Lost Esports is the first esport teams that was created in the UAE and for the UAE. They're pretty massive, and right now I'm managing their content and I do content for them. And yeah, you should follow them if you can.
Very cool. What game do they play?
So they have different teams. So they have a League of Legends team, they have a Fortnite team, they have a Call of Duty team, etc., Valorant team as well. And yeah, they have content creators, they have admins. They're just like a whole organization.
Very cool. Go follow them then. What is it? Just Lost Esports?
Lost Esports,
on Instagram. All right, fantastic.
Cool. So do these esports teams, they compete?
Of course. So our team, our League of Legends team was just in the IAC recently. They didn't do the best, but yeah, we're trying to improve every year, and we're trying to compete as much as we can.
Are they global events or mostly local?
Regional.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you do fly out sometimes?
They do, not me. I'm not there, but I wish.
You got to be there. You're the hype man.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I do casting and stuff sometimes, but I think with gaming, you either become a pro player or you become a content creator. You cannot do both, because if you want to put good content, you cannot focus as much on the game.
No, I get you. Talk a bit more about what you do with your game casting. That's quite interesting.
For sure. So what I do is sometimes there'll be events. They need someone to commentate on the game, analyze the game, be a host of the event in general. So I've done all these. I think I'm more of a jack of all trades, like I said, and I enjoy doing everything. I like to, put my finger into everything, get experience out of everywhere. And it's fun both ways, being on the front side and on the back side. Sometimes it's good to even manage the events, get people, get the influencers, run campaigns, talk to the clients. So it's fun to be on both ends.
Do you have a favorite game you like to gamecast on?
So yeah, casting has been becoming very popular these days, and my favorite game would be Valorant. I also like League, but and I do a lot of FPS games as well, so Call of Duty, Rainbow Six Siege, but I believe my favorite would be Valorant. I think it's the most exciting game, and I know the game very well, to a point where I can just go out there.
Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it must be hard doing a large variety of games and having to know them all, especially a game like League that has 150 different characters now or something.
For sure. Funny story, actually, I've casted Mobile Legends without knowing the game at all, which was a great challenge for me.
Are they the same characters as
No, but
League Legends?
So I had a good guy with me who was casting, and he kind of talked about the technical side of the game. I was mainly hyping the crowd and stuff.
Yeah.
But it works. You just gotta note some things down, and you gotta do it. Be brave.
And obviously, we're in a UAE country, so are you mainly doing these in Arabic or in English?
That's actually a very good question. So sometimes both, but I feel like the region right now is trying to localize as much, because the biggest audience are in Saudi and in Egypt.
Yeah.
And those guys have better relations, or they act better when it's Arabic, and they can engage more. So I feel like right now the focus is mainly Arabic, but you can find both. And I think companies in general should do both.
Would you say that most of the people that are competing in esports are speaking Arabic?
Yes.
From this region?
Like 99% of them are
mainly
Arab
from
speakers.
UAE, Saudi, Egypt,
all over the Arab region.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, even if you find someone who's not necessarily an Arab, he's probably lived here for the longest time ever, and he already knows the culture, already knows how to probably speak Arabic as well. So
okay, that makes sense. I mean, I'm a big fan of esports. I do watch a lot of the Valorant stuff, and more recently a lot of the League of Legends stuff as well. It's a lot of fun to watch, and I have been trying to watch all the stuff out here, and obviously I can watch the gameplay and enjoy it, but it's all in Arabic sometimes, and I'm a bit so what I'm thinking is, right, we'll partner up. You do it in Arabic, and I'll do it separately in English.
For sure, yeah.
And then we can hit the whole world.
I agree. I think it should be done both ways, because you want to target as much audience as possible. So I think I agree with you.
Makes sense. So, Bibi, what kind of projects are you working on right now?
All right, so interesting. Right now, I'm actually on the works of doing my own startup.
Okay.
I noticed that I have been doing a lot of projects myself with a couple of friends, creators in the region. And I kind of want to, remove the middleman. So I'm trying to start doing these things by myself without having to go through an agency or go through someone someone who would connect us to the brands. And I feel like a very good company that's doing this right now is Division.
Okay, cool.
I actually just became an ambassador for them today.
Wow, nice.
And what they're doing is they kind of making all this digital. So rather than you have to go through an account manager, through a agency, through a studio, all that stuff, what they'll do is you'll just an agency or a company can just go into the website, find the people they need, just choose them, and there it is, all automated.
Great. So yeah, people who are content creators can go and have their profiles up there.
Exactly.
Companies can go, hey, I'm looking for a content creator. They go and look for it and they find the person they need, or a gamecaster or whatever they need for their. And it's gaming related specifically.
Exactly. Yeah. It's for creators who do gaming creation.
Wow.
And if you guys want to register, you can use the code BB2022.
Nice.
Done. Good
Tell you what, you're already being a very good ambassador, aren't you?
Yeah.
First day on the job and you're smashing it.
Exactly.
No, that's really cool. So with these agencies, I saw something recently where some of them are taking advantage of content creators and taking ridiculous cuts from sponsorship. It was actually 100 Thieves. And apparently they brought on these young kids who kind of blew up. They were 17, 18. And they were taking something like 90% of the sponsorship that they were getting them. I mean, is that something that happens in this region, or is it pretty fair?
So unfortunately, with gamers specifically, most of them start when they're young, and they're obviously completely clueless about the whole contract system, about the whole commission system, how to manage. Because as a 17-year-old kid, you never expect that you need a manager. You don't know what the contract looks like. Oh, these guys want me to work with them. I'm really excited, and you literally start signing whatever comes up to your way, and you just want to get things done, right?
Yeah.
But then later on, once you actually start going into business, once you grow and you learn about all these things, and most of them learn at a young age, which is kind of good. So even though they might be fooled once or twice, but eventually most of them grow solid into these things and they know what they're doing eventually. But yes, unfortunately, and this happens not just in gaming, but in all industries in general, like any creative industry. Many people do get signed up falsely in the beginning, and they end up falling into problems eventually. But yeah, I guess it's just a matter of being flexible with whoever you're signing with, and being able to know what you get, what you need to gain from them, and what you have to offer to them.
Yeah,
I get
you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 28, and if someone gave me a contract still, I would not know what to do with it. So being 17-year-old and having to kind of figure out, shall I sign with these guys? And is 5% of all revenue good? I don't know, kind of thing. So yeah, no, I do get it. It's definitely a hard thing. It's something that they will definitely learn from. And I do get the whole, a big company is bringing you on and giving you a small percentage, but they are also kind of giving you that platform to kind of go from small to potentially really big, which might not have happened if they didn't sign. So agreed. I see both sides of it in a way, but yeah.
Yes, I actually wanted to add on to that. Most of these kids never expect to grow that big. So with 100 Thieves, all these kids never even expected to they just thought, we're just gonna make side money on the cash till I do my main thing. But then it all takes over, and suddenly it's I have other plans, and these plans are doing really well for me, so let me quit everything else and start doing whatever I'm doing right now. And yeah, I feel like company would get the credit, yes, but it's just a matter of ethical mentality. These guys knew it. They saw the potential. That was I know companies in general, they wouldn't hire something until they see potential in it. And they obviously have thought it through. They've talked to the legal system. They've talked to their accounts. They know that this guy would bring us potential eventually, or else they would never sign him.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of ethical things. So I feel in general, anyone out there listening to this, if you get an offer, no matter what your age is, no matter what the offer is, take a look at it, ask a few people who are kind of solid in the industry that you're going in, and take their opinion. And you never lose anything. Just take an opinion or two and then make your own choices. And good luck to everyone.
Wise words.
Great words.
Okay, so that's projects that you're working on now, but what about previous projects? Have you done any that were highlights of your career so far?
So luckily for me, and again, I think it was mainly because I was very connected with the community and with the agencies in general. I've done big projects with massive brands in the region, so PlayStation, Razer, MSI, and
Cool.
Intel, Alienware. I'm actually wearing the shirt right now.
Nice, yeah, I like it.
Like I was very happy to be a part of this. So most of the projects would be like hosting tournaments, shows. So with Lenovo, we've done a show called Hayyakum. That was with an agency. And we really had fun with that show because it was kind of casual, it was fun, and there was a lot going on in the shortest period of time. So it was always fun to be doing that show. I've also done a project where I was in charge of a game publisher and I had to manage all their esports.
Wow.
Run teams for them. So they had a game that was it was a card game that we were trying to take to Saudi.
Okay.
And that game has never been in competitive manner online. So people will play it competitively as a physical game. It's a card game. And we were the first company to do it online. And I was fully in charge of their esports, running the teams, running the competitive play, coming up with strategies for that. And we wanted to host a huge tournament in Saudi for that. And yeah, it was one of the massive projects that I really enjoyed working on.
Awesome. I mean, it sounds like you've got a very good repertoire of things going on, and still young, and plenty of time to do more.
I'm very happy with my experience. I believe it's like it's solid, and I believe also it's just a matter of putting myself out there and not having fear. A lot of people, and I see this with my friends sometimes. Like I give them like a job opportunity, and they go like, "Well, I'm young, or well, I don't have that much experience. Why would they accept me?" And I go like, "Age doesn't have to do anything with what you're doing. Just you know how to do it. I know that you know how to do it. Don't be scared. Go ahead." And some of them, they end up doing it, and I see a great change in their attitude, the way they succeed in doing things, and they eventually catch up to the standard of the industry.
I've always been a believer that even if you aren't 100% sure how to do it, go and do it, because that's the only way you're going to learn.
Yeah. Exactly.
Fake it till you make it, right?
Exactly. And most of the time it works out. You're not, doing heart surgery, faking it till you make it. But, in the kind of industry that we do, it is one of those things you kind of just have to learn on the job. You have to go and do it.
Exactly.
You'll make a couple mistakes, but you'll learn from those mistakes and you'll just grow and get better.
Not to make it sound like a job interview, but where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's actually a very tough question, because like looking back at my previous 5 years, if you ask me what I would be doing, I would be completely wrong, because I graduated as a computer scientist. And I majored in gaming, and in my head I was gonna be like either working in Jagex because I loved RuneScape at that time. And I actually applied and I got accepted, but I just I didn't have the means to go to Cambridge in UK. But again, like things keep changing immediately. Like I worked with education at some point. I was teaching kids how to develop games. That was fun at some point. And then I got into sales. I was working with one of the biggest brands, Funko. And I enjoyed the retail part of it as well. But then esports got into there. And then at some point I was a full-time streamer. So things just keep changing rapidly with me. And I feel like I cannot tell you what I would be doing in 5 years. I could have a different mentality completely.
As long as it's still gaming, you'll be happy.
Oh, for sure. Gaming will always be a passionate industry for me. And I'd always want to be in the gaming industry. Yes.
Cool.
Amazing.
So I'm just wondering, to round this interview off, what are you currently playing?
That's a good question. Funny enough, I'm actually playing Fall Guys. The new season just got released 2 days ago, and I'm enjoying it. It's an insane game, drives me crazy, but I just love it.
Well, thank you so much. Do you have like an Instagram people can go check you out and see what you're up to?
Bibi Zumot, so BIBIZUMOT.
Amazing. Well, go follow Bibi. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It's been amazing having you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks.